It's time for another edition of Chao Racing 2018, the only #1 sports series dedicated to those fans filled with action, surprises, and hard racing fun. And here's hope to guide with each and every race on the week, Mr. Brandon Shannon. Thank you, Bob, for that wonderful welcome, and hello, good fans of Boise, Idaho. Ready for some Chao Racing action? Yes, I gave you the thumbs up, and hello, you the fans saw. Well, it's time for week 8 here on Chao Racing 2018, live from Boise, Idaho. The 48 superstars that had the spring break over the April Fools, or should I say Easter Fools, and now they're back in May more. As you know, Paul has got the official results for the April qualifying session, so let's get over with before we get started with the races. Paul, who are the winners from the April qualifying session for Tournament Champions? Yes, I indeed have the results for the April qualifying session, and here are the winners for the month of April. The 4 Chao going to the Tournament Champions for the month of April are Ryan Allison from Australia, Son Leswell from Iraq, Teja Howard of Peru, and North Pod of Sweden. Congratulations to those 4 superstars from those respective countries. We'll see them later on in the Tournament Champions. Back to you, Brandon, to kick off the week. Thanks for your information, Paul, and now it's time to get Week 8's action underway. You said it, and for our opening race of Week 8, we have Chris Schneider of the Classic Go-Getters, Kylie Schmidt, Joe Rafferty, and the Harley Willis F1 Kingsley. All races will be held on the Emerald course because that is what we always do with each and every race on the week of our schedule. Let's see who's going to come on time to start things off. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! Okay, we're on the way with another exciting week here on Chao Racing 2018. As we promise you, it should be an exciting one with each and every race, 100% guaranteed, no matter who wins this one. Anyway, looks like Kyle Richmond was off to a pretty good start, back in the manual path. Right now, the 4 Chao and the 4 Super Chao are going to shake the palm trees, and now they're going to eat the food. And it looks like Kyle Richmond and Harching with F1 Kingsley are going to be bowing for the lead up in the front. And as to decide where we're going, the first superstar gets beat on Week 8's action is number 7. And it looks like number 8 is going to rest. So he will be number 8 in the dust. And number 1 is going to rest. And so is Joe Rafferty, who was pausing for a moment. So now he will be left behind in competition. And right now, number 1 is going to take a gamble. And he is going to pay off his shortcut gamble with authority. As speed race number 2 of this race will be made by Chris Schneider, one half of the Classic Go-Getters. But guess who also took a shortcut? Yep, it's Kyle Richmond. He took a shortcut first. So now he will have command lead over number 1. Number 1 and Kyle Richmond both took a shortcut, but it's Kyle Richmond who has a dominating lead so far. As number 7 will get his second speed boost of the race. And right now, Joe Rafferty and number 2 are getting left behind. These 2 Chao are going to be battling for dear life as we pass the 1 minute mark. Right now, number 7 seems like he's also left behind in competition. And it's going to be number 2 who gets some help, trying to get back in this one. Meanwhile, Kyle Richmond is safely in the lead. And number 1 is trying to defend an easy second place over F1 Kingsley, who's doing a pretty good job keeping up the pace. As Chris Schneider will get his second speed boost, but I don't think he'll make it all the way towards the lead. I don't think he'll make a miracle come back at all. And right now, Joe Rafferty is also left behind the competition. And number 2 pauses for 1. And down goes Joe Rafferty from the count. Who will get the next speed boost? It's number 8, who leads Joe Rafferty, number 7 and number 2 in the dust in 5th place. And back up in front, it looks like Kyle Richmond's going to be the first to approach the home stretch. And right now, number 1 is pausing for a moment. As the next BS were made by probably Harching Willis F1 Kingsley, who is battling with Chris Schneider. But this race is all about Kyle Richmond. He is going to get an easy victory, folks. Try to make one step closer to his dreams of coming back next season, or even a World Championship playoff appearance. We'll soon know. As Joe Rafferty takes the next speed boost and number 2 goes best, you can tell him we're up for Kyle Richmond. Our first winner of Week 8's action here in Boise, Idaho, the land of pure potato growing. Point number 2 is getting left behind after taking a nap. And it looks like number 7 will get number 2. That makes his first speed boost to the base, and he can say farewell to poor number 8. Wow, poor number 2 is really left behind in the competition. Well, that is going to do it for this opening race of week 8. So, after a shortcut affair by College Red, he gets an easy victory. Yep, he's done a pretty good job keeping on the pace. We'll see how long it lasts. Back in the bid for race number 2 after this. Now for race number 2. Race number 2 will feature Fred Harrison, Corey Sanchester, the Bobby Maynard Bobby K, and 2016 senior class rookie Michael Creighton. There's a little getting around for this race, and let's send it down to the field. The players are lined up and ready to go. So without further ado, let's have a Chao race. Okay, boys and girls, this is race number 2. And right now the 4 Chao are neck to neck, busting through the rainbow path, which will line up in 8 different colors. Dark blue on the far right, and purple on the far left. And right now the 4 Chao are going to shake the palm trees to bring down their coconut shake fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit, and there they go, busting down the line. Michael Creighton seems like he has the lead at the cutting one, heading into the bridges, and he's going to rest. As the Bobby Maynard, Bobby K, wins the only toss for this race. Looks like Fred Hansen is going to be flying towards the water. By the way, looks like, yep. And right now, a couple of Super Chao getting left behind. Which one of those am I heading for the water? It's going to be numbers 1 and 8 who are going to be heading for the water. As number 2, who decided to take the bridges, takes Beavis number 2 in this race. He is left behind on the competition behind Michael Creighton. Right now it's Fred Harrison, who has a commanding lead over the opponents right now. He is making his way towards the top of the wall, trying to earn a number 1 closer towards fulfilling his dreams as world champion. As the next speed we made by the Bobby Maynard Bobby K, that makes his second speed boost to the race. And right now, poor number 2 is getting left behind, and number 8 talks for 1. So he will join number 2 for drive. Here comes the Chao making way towards the hill, and it looks like Corey Sanchester will get the next command. Right now it is Fred Harrison who is safely in the lead after he passed the 1 minute mark in this exciting race. Could anybody be able to catch up to Fred Harrison in a hurry? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to number 7. And right now he's trying to take the lead over the 4th Chao, and down goes Bobby K. That's going to cause serious damage. Numbers 1 and 8 really need to get some speed boost, and we want to get back in this one. Who will get that chance? It's going to be number 8 who will get that chance. So now he'll lead number 1 in us. Meanwhile, Fred Harrison is trying his best to defend a big lead over Michael Creighton and Corey Sanchester at Cameron. And it looks like Fred Harrison is the restaurant that gets some attention here. And who will get the next command speeders? It is going to be the 2016 senior class rookie Michael Creighton. And he was able to take the lead away from Fred Harrison after leading for some of the portion on the bases. So now Michael Creighton will command lead. Looks like Corey Sanchester and Bobby K will go in rest for a while. And now numbers 1, 2, and 8 are decided to take a rest as well. As the next BS we made by the Bobby Maynard Bobby K. That makes his first BS to the base. And right now, it looks like Michael Creighton has his race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. He has defended the lead over Fred Harrison. And Fred Harrison won't have enough distance to get back the lead from Michael Creighton in time. As number 2 takes the next BS, Michael Creighton holds on Fred Harrison to secure the victory. So now he is back at the 500 mark at 4-4. Poor number 1 has no horse bombing whatsoever as the race comes to an end. Okay, Michael Creighton is back in the 500 mark. That's right, you said it, 4-4. 4 wins and 4 losses for Michael Creighton, and there's more something coming up. Do not go away. Alright, Paul. Let's move on to race number 3 of week 8. And race number 3, Brandon, will feature Gary Coles, Dave Miller and the Miller Trainers, Buster DeJamo, and Daniel Heaton, who is the son of Alvin Heaton Sr. And right now everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, we start the race! Okay then, who's gonna come on top in this one? We'll soon know as they make their way towards the main path. It may be cold in Boise, Idaho, but everyone is feeling in a spring fever, and our superstars are staying hot in the rankings, at least for some of them at the current moment. Right now in the front, Chao, I'm going to eat the coconut fruit, and it looks like Daniel Heaton, the son of Al Heaton Sr., welcoming Emily up in the front. And let's find out who will get the opening toss this time, as Daniel Heaton heads for the water, and that opening toss in this race will be made by number 2. And he's better to take the water, and one of the Chao go the rest of the cowboy. Right now it is number 7 who is getting left behind all the way in the bag and back, just behind Buster DeJamo in 7th place. And who will get the next command speeders as number 7 passes Formula 1? Dave Miller takes speed bus number 2 of this race. Buster DeJamo is making its way through the water, and Daniel Heaton, he currently has the lead at the current moment, ahead of Dave Miller. But how long will this lead last? Only time will tell, as the next speeders will be made by Buster DeJamo, who was going west for a while. Now he's trying to battle with number 2 for 4th place. And right now it is number 7 who is getting left behind the competition, and number 1 was pausing for more. Number 7 really needed to get a lot of speed bumps if he wants to get back in this one. But as we pass the 1 minute mark, the next speed is going to be made by number 8, who is battling with number 1 for 6th place at the convoy. Daniel Heaton has a commanding lead, but Dave Miller is not too far behind, trying to make a statement in the early run. And let's find out who will get the next one. It's going to be number 7 who gets it. He finally gets help, and now he's trying to battle with numbers 1 and 8 for 2 life on the way in the back. Meanwhile, Daniel Heaton is starting to have some company. Dave Miller is starting to feel the tune in his early run. Will Daniel Heaton hold on for the lead? We'll find out soon enough. Back to number 7. After being left behind for a while, he now leaves numbers 1 and 8 in the dust. Now, when numbers 1 and 8 have to deal with themselves for a battle for 2 life all the way in the back. These two children are going to hit the wall, so the next speed is going to be made by Dave Miller, and he's decided to take the lead away from Daniel Heaton. Out of Daniel Heaton led for most of the race. Now Dave Miller has command of the lead, and now he's trying to defend his lead at the home stretch. Which one of the 2 will come in home stretch? We'll soon know as number 8 takes in his second speed burst in the race. It looks like it's going to be Dave Miller who's going to hold on to the lead by a couple of yards to spare over Daniel Heaton. So, as number 7 takes his first speed burst of the race, Dave Miller's going to add another weight towards his growing collection of victories. Dave Miller wins the battle over Daniel Heaton all by authority, as Daniel Heaton looks really well throughout the next command speed. And I do believe that's going to do it for the speed bus, yeah? Numbers 1 and 7 are battling for DUI going always. Number 7 is getting left behind for the 2nd time in this race. And that's going to do it for this race. So, Dave Miller made the pass from Daniel Heaton. That's why Daniel had the lead for a while, but Dave Miller came on top at the very end. Coming up, we got more answer for you, but first have a look at this. Alright, Paul, let's do one more race before we take our Wednesday night break. Alright, race number 4, the final day of Wednesday night's taping, will feature Zach Allison, Al Heaton Sr., the licensed driver himself, Ralph Dennis from the Senior Class Rookie of 2017, and Rusty Instant Replay Jeckington from the Go Getters 2.0. There's a look at the lineup. And let's head down to the field again. Who's going to be the fortunate one this time? We're about to find out right now. Best luck to the 4 players, and please start the race. And they're off and running. Ralph Dennis did a pretty good job winning the tag team race on week 7 last time. Let's see if he will be able to do it again. Right now, Al Heaton Sr. pauses one more. It's trying to get some attention here. The other 3 Chao are gonna cheat the palm trees along with 3 of the silver Chao. And now these 3 are gonna eat the fruit, and Rusty instantly been checking is going to have Command on the lead up at the front, followed by number 7 in second place. Zach Arson is right on his tail in third place. And it looks like Zach Arson's gonna be heading for the water, as the first superstar gets Beepus is the license to drive, Alvin Sr., who was going west for a while. Now he has a lot of catching up to do. And right now it is Zach Arson, who has made her way towards the waterfall, outside of the water, as he will take Beepus number 2 in his place. Well, I don't think Alvin Sr. took a shortcut, he decided to take it. But guess who did? It's Ralph Dennis! After a well-played effort in his tag team race last week, I do believe he is going to get his first individual win and his 3rd win overall for the 2018 season. What a deal by Ralph Dennis as number 8, while the next command Beepus trying to lead the Yosu Chao and out here Senior in the dust. We passed the 1 minute mark starting race. Number 1 is getting left behind in the competition. And it looks like number 2 taunts for 1. That means one of them has to get a speed bus, and that next speed bus will be made by number 1. Meanwhile, Ralph Dennis seems like he has a commanding lead over Zach Arson with that incredible shortcut strategy. I don't think Zach Arson is going to have enough distance to make a miracle statement in the bell yet. I think Ralph Dennis is going to win this one, don't you think? Yeah. Next speed belongs to Rusty instantly by Jacketon, who currently sits in 3rd place. It would be a miracle for Alvin here to make it all the way to 1st place, but I don't think that's going to happen. Well, that's always the rest of the season, no matter where he finishes. Oh, and down goes number 7, but he gets the next command speed bus, and he is leaving numbers 1 and 2 in the dust, battling for dear life. Take a look at point number 1 and point number 2. They'll climb around the wall all the way in the back of the pack. We'll get the next command speed bus, as Al here Senior is going to rest. So it drops down to last place. Who got the next speed bus? It is Rusty instantly McJackerton. That makes his second speed bus the race. Well, it doesn't matter. Ralph Dennis is going to be the winner of this one. Ralph Dennis wins this one with a shortcut strategy. The shortcut paid off, and he gets his first individual win, 3rd win overall for the 2018 season. That's going to be followed by Zach Arson in 2nd place, and Rusty instantly McJackerton will come in front. As number 1 will get his second speed bus race, and that was enough to make a pass from number 2. So now poor number 2 is getting left behind in the competition from number 1. As number 1 leaps number 2 in the dust, as he spent the closest one out with back-to-back speed bus. And that's gonna do it for this race. So, with that incredible fly over the top of the hill, Ralph Dennis gets his 3rd win. That's why his first individual win of the season, and it's more stuff coming out with Thursday's taping after this. Do not go away. Alright, Paul, it is now Thursday's taping process day, so who we have for race number 5? To begin Thursday's taping process, we have, for race number 5, Hal Miller and Glenn Roy, last year's runner-up and 3rd place winners respectively, plus the son of the license to drive, Al Heen Jr., one half of the 2017 Tag Team Champions, and from Go Getters 2.0, the one and only Ricky Nelson is here. There's looking the lineup for this race. And back to the field to present another exciting race. The crowd is ready and pumped up, and it's all superstars, so let's have a Chao race! And there they go, listening down the line, trying to earn some wins to qualify for the playoffs at the end of the season, or at least come back for 2019 season of Chao Racing USA. Right now, the 4 Chao are shaking the boundaries, and there's the coconut shaped fruit dropping to the 4, and now they're going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Glenn Miller is dancing to the beat. And there goes Hal Miller. He is going to have coming out of the lead for the moment, with Ricky Nelson right on his tail in 2nd place. And who will get the first speed bus over this race? It's number 2 who will get the opening toss for this race. He decided to take the place along with Ricky Nelson. And right now, guess who's getting left behind early on in the race? It's number 8. And number 1 was going to rest, just as he expected to take the water. As Speedbus number 2 this race will be made by Alvin Jr. And I think someone took a shortcut. Yes! It's Grandma after dancing to the beat. He has took a shortcut, went for 40. So now he will have command of the lead with that incredible plan. He's planning on each and every race, or at least some of the races he's planning with. Anyway, who got the next command Speedbus? It is ChaoEmperor, who currently dominates over the rest of the pack in second place. Right now it is numbers 2 and 8 who are getting left behind the competition. And number 8 passes for more, so now he has a lot of catching up to do in the only one. We passed the 1 minute mark in this exciting race. Fans are cheering on all the superstars. And who will get the next command Speedbus? It's number 1, Natsu, trying to lead over the 4-7 Chao to come on. It looks like Grandma is safely ahead of ChaoEmperor. It would be a lot of work to get ChaoEmperor the job done. Well, anyway, number 8. Wow, the next command Speedbus. Now trying to lead number 2 in the dust. I had to be left behind for a while. And back with fun. It looks like Grandma is going to rest. But he'll still have a commanding lead over ChaoEmperor, who's in second place at that one. I think Grandma is going to hold on for the super much. Next Speedbus belongs to Alvin Jr. That makes his second Speedbus of the race. But there's always the rest of the season. He's not going to catch up in all of this race. Anyway, number 2 is getting left behind in competition as ChaoEmperor continues to dominate on second place for the next command Speedbus. That makes it a second Speedbus race. But this race is all about Grandma, as he will have a little bit of room ahead of ChaoEmperor at the home stretch. As number 7 will get the next command Speedbus trying to stay alive. You can tell me what up for Grandma. He beats ChaoEmperor by a couple yards to spare. Well done. As Alvin Jr. will get his first Speedbus to the race. He's better one with third place. Poor number 8 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. And we have just enough time for one more Speedbus of this race, and it will be made by Vicky Nelson, who makes the pass from Alvin Jr. for third place. ChaoEmperor, of course, came second, and with that shortcut, Grandma secures an easy victory. That's right, it's Grandma who got it. And there's more something coming up. Do not go away. Okay, Paul, time for race number 6. That's right, after this we'll be halfway through the schedule for week 8. For this race we have Chris Managos, the Gunstar Master Gary Dayton, Frank Fernandaro, and Jason Hill. And it's interesting because they are all at 1 and 6 after 7 races. Just 1 win for each of those superstars. So the winner of this race will get the long-awaited second win of the season. Who is going to get that chance to get back in the hunt towards the playoffs or next season? We're about to find out right now. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock. And please start the race! And Jason Hill is going to rest. And so is Chris Managos. That means Garrett Dayton will be battling with Frank Fernandaro for the opening edge, as Garrett and Frank make their way towards Rainbow Path. And no matter who wins this race, or what the outcome is, there's only one more we can say. Anything can happen in a Chao Racing universe. The fans are cheering with all their might, and there goes Frank Fernandaro, leading over Garrett Dayton, battling with number 7 for the lead at the current one. And who got the winning ties? It is Chris Managos. He was one half of the 2017 Tag Team Champions with Alvin Jr. starting the license to drive. And right now, number 8 is going to rest, and number 2 is on continuing to be. So these two Chao will be left behind, with number 8 way behind number 2. And number 1 is the rest. As number 2 heads for the water, trying to maintain the ground, as Chris Managos opens this one up with back-to-back Speedbus, and now he has control of the lead thanks to back-to-back Speedbus. So now he will have command of the lead. Oh, Jason Hill better hurry up. He doesn't want to be left behind in the competition. He's going to need a miracle to catch up to the others in a hurry. And he is going to get Speedbus, but will he get some more? We'll find out soon enough. Right now, guess who really is in that meet here? It's number 1 and number 8. Number 8 seems like he's losing the battle with D-Life. Number 1 seems like he's also needing some help. Ahead of number 8, we have passed the 1 minute mark in this deciding race. And who will get the next command speed bus? It's gonna be the God of Style Master, Gary Dayton, and down goes Jason Hill. And right now it is Chris Anagos who's trying to defend the lead. His 3 opponents are catching up to him in a hurry. Frank from the top is really starting to get in the groove. We'll see who will come on top in the only one. Next place belongs to number 7, who dominates over the 4-0 Chao. Curry sits in 5th place. And down goes number 8 all the way in the back of the pack. He went down for the count and now he is way behind the competition. Both number 1 and number 8 really need some help. It's going to be number 1 who will get that chance. So here we pour number 8 all in last place behind the pack. Meanwhile, back with fun, Chris Managos is safely in the lead. Wow, back-to-back speeders really helped it out for a little bit. And it looks like Jason Hill will get his second speed bus to the base. Trying to make one last effort to stay alive. Poor number 8 is really getting left behind in the competition. And he square wrestle all in number 1. Number 2 seems like he was going to wrestle as well. Number 8 is getting left behind the competition. Just as I thought. As number 1 leads number 8 in the dust for the second time in this race with his second speed bus. And Chris Panagos has his face all left up, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Panagos holds on the competition with authority. That's the second win of the season, and with back-to-back speed bus, he made the impossible. As Gary Dayton will get his second speed bus to close on the race, finishing in 3rd place just behind Frank on top, and Jason Hill will come in 4th. Alright, Chris Panagos. He now has 2 wins on the board. That's right, he's starting to get back on track. What was the second half of the races after we hear word from this? Alright, that's one half of the races for week 8. Now for the other half. That's right, we're going to start off the second half of the 6 races for race number 7 with the Jersey Devil John Stevenson, Kenny Days, who is currently winless and 0-7, the next generation star Antonio Bennett of the Classic Go-Getters, and Casey Raymondson. Let's find out who will earn the first W of the second half of our schedule this week. Good luck to the 4 superstars in this race, and please start the race! Okay, there goes the 4 Chao. That will be starting off the second half of the week 8's action here in Boise, Idaho. So how is everybody seeing the races so far? Good, I'm glad you all got the thumbs up to me. Well, anyway, the 4 Chao are going to shake the palm trees, and now they're going to eat the fruit. There they go. And it looks like the Jersey Devil John Stevenson and Antonio Bennett will lead the way over the 4 opponents. These 2 will be battling for the lead, along with number 2, who is right on their tail. And it looks like the Jersey Devil John Stevenson, who was in the lead for a moment, and he gets the opening toss of this race. He's currently taking the bridges, and right now number 1 is getting left behind. He was dancing to the bait bag at the palm trees. So now he has a lot of catching up to do. He needs a lot of catching up to do. And he's going to get speed bus number 2 this race. Will he get some more, or will he really be left behind? We'll soon know. And it looks like Antonio Bennett is going to rest. All in number 2. That means the Jersey Devil John Stevenson will be leading the way for a moment. As the next PS win made by number 7, who currently leads number 1 in the dust. Now trying to catch up to number 8 and Kenny Days and Harry. Wow, poor number 1 is getting left behind from the others as we pass the 1 minute mark sideways. Who got the next one? It is one half of the Days brothers, Kenny Days. But I don't think he'll get the win this week. I highly doubt he'll get any wins for the season. Not necessarily the first half of the season, but maybe soon. Right now, John Stevenson is trying to hold on the next generation Antonio Bennett up in the front, making way towards the sapphire portion of the course. As the next PS we made by Casey Raymondson, who also really needs to catch up in hurry. And look at this, Kenny Days went to rest, so now he drops down to last place behind number 1 and number 7. Kenny Days is getting left behind from the others. He's going to need a couple more speed busts if he wants to get back in this one. And this is one of them. That makes his second speed bust to the base. Meanwhile, Antonio Bennett seems like he's trying to catch John Stevenson off guard. They're not going to rest for a while. They're going to be battling over the waterfall. What's going to happen here, folks? Next BS belongs to number one. Number one. Now, he really needed some help. Right now, let's watch the famous rivalry of this race. The Jersey with John Stevenson and the next generation superstar Antonio Bennett have reached the home stretch. As Kenny Days takes his best speed bust in the race, it looks like John Stevenson is going to have a little bit of room more ahead of the next superstar Antonio Bennett. Antonio Bennett won't have enough distance to make a miracle comeback in time. Yep, that's going to do it here, folks. As number one takes his second speed bust, the Jersey John Stevenson wins the battle over Antonio Bennett. So now he jumps to the 500 mark at 4 wins and 4 losses. And that's going to be followed by Casey Maymarson in third place. And it looks like Kenny Days, sad to say, still winless, will have the next command speed bust. That makes a total of 4 speed busts for this race. And poor number one can just forget about this race. He is going home. Alright, the Jersey Devil John Stevenson is back on track. Yep, he's at 500 once again. And we'll be right back with more exciting action after this, so stay tuned. Okay, Paul, let's separate up race number 8 now. And from race number 8, Brandon, we have Luke Green, Big Cherry Tommy Days of the Days Brothers, Jeb Norris, and Max the Lax Sandersberg. What is going to happen in this segment? We're about to find out right now. Let's have a Chao race. And Tommy Days is the rest. So let's watch Luke, Jeff, and Max. These 3 Chao will have control over the opening edge, but which one of them will have the upper hand when they get later on in the race? We'll find out soon enough. Right now, these 3 Chao are going to check the palm trees, and now they're going to eat the coconut cheek fruit. And there goes Max like Sandsberg and Jeff Norris. These 2 Chao will be battling for the lead up in the front. Luke Green is not too far behind in third place. And it looks like Jeff Norris is heading for the water. As the first superstar against Beepers is Big Cherry Tommy Days, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. Right now, Jeff Norris and Luke Green are heading for the water, trying to gain some ground in the early run. As Luke Green takes speed bust number 2 in this race, and look at that. Jeff Norris is going to rest, so now Luke Green will have control of the lead for the moment. Right now, Big Cherry Tommy Days really need to get back in this one. Number 1 is really left behind in the competition on the way back. And one of the Silver Chao on going to rest. So that makes Big Cherry Tommy Days will have a little bit of catching up to do. As he will get another turn. That makes his second speed bust in the race. And now he is catching up to Max like Sandsberg. Right now it is Luke Green who's trying to defend the lead over Jeff Norris, who is catching up to him bit by bit as they make their way towards the sapphire portion of the Emerald course. We passed the 1 minute mark in this society race. And who will get the next command speed bust? It's number 2, Natsu. That was enough to take the lead over the 4 Silver Chao. Meanwhile, number 1 seems like he's getting all alone in last place. He might need a couple of speed busts if he wants to get back in this one. But right now, it is Max like Sandersberg who will get the next command, and Luke Green passes for 1. That means Jeff Norris will have full control of the lead. But here comes Max like Sandersberg rapidly catching up to them. We'll soon know which one of them will get the W when they get to the home stretch of this race. Next BS belongs to number 1. He finally got some help. That was a good speed bust by now, but he needs a lot more help than that if he wants to stuck him to his game. Jeff Norris rapidly approaching home stretch. As the next one up will be made by Big Cherry Tommy Days, making his first speed bust race, but I highly doubt he's going to make a miracle comeback in the only one. Right now, guess who is making the pass from Jeff Norris? it's Max Alexandersburg. He got enough flying power to make the pass from Gemini's. So Max Alexandersburg is going to win this one with Gemini's. As number 1, we'll take his second speed race. That should move on a couple places that time. As Max Alexandersburg holds off Gemini's. This will give out a bit 3. Tally up a number 1 from Max Alexandersburg himself. That's going to be followed by Gemini's and Blue Green. As number 1 is spreading the closest one out with bad new experience. And that was enough to take the lead on the 4th job from number 8. So, Max Alexandersburg tallies on the victory. That's why he won this round. Let's see how he will fare in the rest of the season. Back in a bit, do not go away. So, Paul, as we prepare for race number 9, we want to remind our home viewers to stay tuned for the exciting main event at the end of this week's program as Adrian Jenner looks for a second superstar of the week on us. That's right, it should be exciting no matter who wins it. Now, for race number 9, we have Ollie Jones, one of these Chao who has yet to get a win so far for the 2018 season. He'll be taking out Man Marchante from the Lug of the Irish, Derek to play, and the computer wizard Peter Foles. There's a look at the lineup for his next race. Let's find out who will have the lucky dip for this race, for race number 9. So let's down to the field once again, and the fans are ready to cheer on the superstars once again. So without further ado, please start the race! And there goes the 4 Chao missing on the line, and number 8 is the rest, so he is going to be left behind in the crowd. 4 Chao making their way towards the palm trees. That will bring the cue to bring down that coconut shake fruit. And there they go, they're going to shake the palm trees now. The fans are cheering on the superstars on this cold but certainly a swell time here in Boise, Idaho. And look at this, Man Marchante is going to have the full control of the lead because the other 3 Chao are dancing to be back in the politics. And it looks like Man Marchante is going to be heading for the water, trying to maintain a huge lead in the Cowboys. As the first superstar gets deepest is number 8, who really needs to catch him every now and then. And it looks like Arbor Jones and Peter Foles are heading for the water. Number 8 also trying to take the ammo. And who got BS number 2 in this race? As they make their way towards the hill, it is Dead to Play. And I think number 8 shortcut really paid off. Yep, Man Marchante is in second place. And number 8 did pay off his shortcut. He went from worst to first with authority. Well, Man Marchante currently leads with second place at the count point. As number 8 makes its way towards the southbound portion of the course. As number 2, well, the next command speed, that's right, that's where you get back in this one. So, while number 8 takes a huge lead, Man Marchante currently dominates in second place, ahead of Dead to Play and Peter Foles. We passed the 1 minute mark in this exciting race. As the next speed we made by the computer wizard himself, Peter Foles. And down goes Derek to Play. That will give Peter Foles a little bit of catching up to do. They're trying to make a miracle comeback in year 1. Will they do it? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to number 2. And he really needed that PS because number 1 pauses for 1. And look at this. Arbor Jones is the rest. So he will move up to 6th place after being left behind for a while. And this number 1 who gets the next command because he leaves 4 Arbor Jones left behind in the dust. Number 8 is the first to approach home stretch, and it looks like Man Marchante is going to rest. But he will still have a commanding lead over Peter Foles as Derek to Play will get his second speed rest of the race. Man Marchante trying to wrap things up over Derek to Play and Peter Foles to the Cowboys. There he goes, he's going to swim in the water. And as number 2 takes his first speed rest of the race, it looks like Man Marchante will be able to defend the lead over Derek to Play and Peter Foles. So as number 8 comes in first place, Derek to Play and Peter Foles won't have enough distance to catch up to Man Marchante in time. As number 1 takes the next speed rest, Raymond Shorty wins the battle over Daniel Play, and the Heroes Appeal falls for second place. Heroes Play will come in third place, and Heroes Appeal falls will have to settle for fourth place. And we have just enough time for one more speed rush in this race, and it will be made by Armor Jaws, who is still winless at 0-8 with another sad loss. Alright, Raymond Shorty is the winner with second place behind number 8. That's right, we might make some more side action after we set a word from this. Alright, there are still 3 more races left on our schedule. That's right. Next up, we have one half of the 2018 Tag Team Defending Champions, Vince Mason. He will be taking on John Miller for the Dazzling Aces. Carl Tanner and Nick Gimmick, who is still searching for his first win of his return season. Let's see which one of them will get that win they deserve for coming back next season. Everyone's on the clock, and let's rock this place! Alright, there goes the next 4 participants listing down the line for the Rainbow Path. They are making way towards palm trees. Carl Tanner has the best record of these 4 with 3 and 4. And right now it looks like number 8 is for the rest. And numbers 1 and 2 are both pausing for more and trying to get some attention here. The 4 human Chao and number 7 of the silver Chao are going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut shaped fruit. Now they're going to eat it. And which Chao we're going to have coming up battling for the lead? It is going to be John Miller and Carl Tanner, who are going to be battling for the lead along with number 7. Vince Mason and Nick Gimmick decided to dance to the beat. And who will get the opening toss this time around? It is going to be number 2, who really needs help. And he gets his beavers. He is going to be heading for the wall along with Nick Gimmick. John Miller and Carl Tanner are leaving number 7 in dust because he is going to rest. John and Carl are battling over at the Palace. And who will get speeders number 2? It's number 7, that's who. Trying desperately to get back in this one after going to rest for a while. And Nick Gimmick has made the pass from John Miller and Carl Tanner. But they still have a chance to catch up in a hurry. They still got a long way to go in this race. They're just making their way towards the top of the hill. As John Miller, the Dazzling Aces, will get the next command because he is trying to desperately to catch up to Nick Gimmick, our current leader. Vince Mason, meanwhile, is getting left behind in the competition, along with number 1 and number 8. We have passed the 1 minute mark of this race. And who will get the next command speeders? It is going to be number 7 as he taunts for a moment. That makes his second speed burst in the race. Now he's battling number 2 to stay alive in the game. And back right front, Nick Gimmick and John Miller are joined by Carl Tanner, who is making a statement in the only line. We'll find out who will have the upper hand when they get to the goal line. No doubt about this, it's going to be a sign for sure. Back to number 7, and now he has made the pass for number 2 for the lead over the 4 silver Chao. And right now, number 1 really needs help to get back in this one. But it is number 8 who will have the next command. Yes, he leaves Vince Mason left behind his half. And back by front we go. And it looks like John Miller, Carl Tanner, and Nick Gimmick are all going to rest. That means number 7 will have the privilege of battling with those 3 Chao for the lead of the current moment. After being left behind for a while. As the next speeders will be made by John Miller. That makes his second speeders race. And he takes the lead from Nick Gimmick in the current moment. Number 8 is getting left behind in the competition. And right now, number 1 is the rest. Trying his head here. As he will get the next command speeders. But he's been to retain last place feeling. And right now, John Miller has maintained the lead over Nick Gimmick and Vince Mason. And here's the winner of race number 10 here in Boise, Idaho. As number 2, who can say sayonara to the 4 silver Chao, will close out the speeders race. Poor number 1. It has no hope for surviving whatsoever. Alright, so after a couple of losses, John Miller gets a good rebound. Yes, good rebound indeed. Hoping to keep it up. Back in the bed. Do not go away. Alright, we're doing one more race before we prepare for the main event of Week 8. That's right, this next race for race number 11 will feature Steve Wingman, Irish Fabulous Warrior, or the Irish Warrior in the world. No matter who you call, he's from the Lucky the Irish. He'll be taking on defending world champion Donald Reddings, the 2016 Rising Stars champion Joshua Samoy, and Jaden Nehemiah. And this one will feature Golden Chao. On our last week's edition from Week 7, Steve Wingman and Joshua Samoy helped out their teammates get an easy victory. Will either one do it again for Week 8? We'll soon know. There's looking to line up for this race. And here we go, back down to the field, to the starting gates. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, please start the race. Alright, so, while final preparations are being made for the exciting main event for Week 8 this week, these four superstars do battle to stay alive in the rankings. Joshua Samoy has the best record so far out of the four, with 5-2. And right now the four Chao gonna eat the food. And it looks like JJ Nehemiah is going to have command and the lead, followed by Steve Wingman in second place. Joshua Samoy decided to dance to the beat back at the palm trees. And it looks like these three Chao are gonna be heading for the water. As the first superstar against beat is number 7, who's trying to make his speed in hurry. And I do believe someone paid off the shortcut strategy. Yep, it's Iron Fabulous Warrior Steve Wingman. Oh, but Joshua Samoy also took a shortcut. His strategy paid off as well. Well, anyway, speed race number 2 will be made by JJ Nehemiah, and he is going to lead defending world champion Donald Reddings and us. Because Donald is going to both Steve Wingman and Joshua Samoy had took a shortcut, but it's Steve Wingman who got it first. So now he has a big lead ahead of the 2016 Rising Stars champion Joshua Samoy, as the next speed race will be made by number 8, who is battling with number 2 for the lead over 4 Golden Chao. Right now, number 7 is getting left behind in the competition. Number 1 seems like he's also left behind of the others, as we pass the 1 minute mark of this race. Both of these Chao really need some help, but let's head back to number 8. And now he is going to lead over the 4th Golden Chao for the moment. Steve Wingman currently has the lead. Joshua Samoy is in second place right behind him. Meanwhile, JJ Nehemiah may need a miracle to get back in this one, but I don't think that's going to happen. Next BS belongs to number 7. That makes his second BS race, but now he is way behind in the competition. I don't think he'll get any more speed race for a while. Donald Reddings is also trying his best to get back in this one. Well, maybe not this week, but it's always the rest of the season. As number 1 will get a turn, and he will lead number 7 in the dust. Number 7 is going to hit the wall first, so he is going to be left behind and going to be busy climbing up the wall for dear life. So let's find out who will get the next one, and that next one will be made by JJ Nehemiah, as Steve Wingman made his picks look nice and easy over Joshua Samoy. Steve Wingman eases out Joshua Samoy in about 2 Chao over shortcut. So now he stays alive in the game. He is now at the 500 mark in this race, and we have time for one more speed race before our exciting main event, and it will be made by number 7, making his first speed race in the race. Number 1 can just forget about this race. Alright, so Steve Wingman will lead us to the exciting main event in the next segment. That's right, congratulations to Steve Wingman on a job well done. Coming up, we will present the main event for Week 8, but first let's hear one from this. Okay, Paul, let's get Week 8's main event over and because I'm really getting cold here. That's right, I'm freezing here too. But anyways, Week 8's main event will feature our returning champion, Adrian Jenna, taking on 2017 Senior Class rookie Chip Sube, the AC Gambler title folks, and the fastest Chao of the 48 superstars, Raymond Hill. And it will feature the Golden Chao again, so they're running the A game just like the ones that did in the last race. Let's find out who will walk away with Week 8's honors as Superstar of the Week. Everyone is on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! And this week's main event is presented by Wheel Products. whether it's chicken nuggets, chicken tenderloins, or even popcorn chicken or fun nuggets. Always have a good dinner with Weaver, or breakfast or lunch or any time of the day. Always have fun with Weaver products. And right now, Weaver here is off and running, and it looks like time folks is going to rest. And look at that, Raymond Hill is going to have full control of this match for the moment, because Adrian Jenna and Chip Survey are both dancing to the beat. So Raymond Hill is going to have a huge lead ahead of its opponents as the first superstar gets Beavers on Week 8's main event presented by Weaver Products. It is the AC Gambler title forward who gets the winning toss. But he needs a lot more help in that same game. And oh no! Look who's spoiling Raymond Hill! It's Chip Survey! That's who! As title falls opens this one up with back-to-back spears. Wow, Raymond Hill was actually upset by Week 7's terrible loss, and it looks like he might be able to suffer his second straight loss after winning the first 6 races. Now Raymond Hill might need a miracle if he wants to rebound from last week's loss. Anyway, Adrian and Jenna will get the next guy SPUS. Take a look at poor title folks. He is getting left behind in the competition. Right now, no, it is number 7, who is way behind in the competition as we pass the 1 minute mark in this sign race. But who really got the next command SPUS? It's number 2, who is number 8 at us, and down goes Adrian Jenna at number 1. Both of these Chao caught a serious damage. Right now it's Chip Survey who's trying to defend the lead over the fastest Chao, Raymond Hill. Can Chip Survey hold on Raymond Hill for another great upset? We'll find out soon. It happened last week. It might happen again. We'll soon know. Next Spears belongs to number 7. And he can lead title folks in thus. And look at this. Raymond Hill is trying to spoil Chip Survey's upset of the year nominee for this race. But I do believe Chip Survey is going to have the better flying power, and he is going to make the pass from Raymond Hill. As Adrian Jenna gets his second speed rush of the race, it looks like Chip Survey is going to have a little bit more. So we're going to have another upset of the year nominee for Chip Survey. Chip Survey is going to post the second upset of the year nominee this week. As the result takes his second speed rush, Chip Survey upsets Raymond Hill for Week 8 Superstar on the Week Honors. Another upset of the year nominee over the fastest Chao of the universe. As Adrian Jenna will get another turn. That makes his fastest speed rush of the race. He'll finish in further behind Raymond Hill. Raymond Hill, sad to say, has been upset once again. But don't worry, there's always the rest of the season. And that is going to do it for this race. So, despite an early domination from Raymond Hill early on, Chip Survey came back to secure a shortcut victory. That's right, he is Week 8's main event winner, and we'll be right back to wrap it all up quickly after we hear one from this. Alright, this is Brad Chang signing off, reminding you to stay warm in the cold, folks. Boise, Idaho. Keep on smiling and so long, everybody! And this is Paul Sagamore signing off. Join us again for more signing action. You're on Chao Racing 2018. See you next week.